Dear students, in previous session we studied Coulomb's law of electrostatics. That equation states that if I have two charges Q1 and Q2 which are at the distance of r, the electrostatic force between these two charges is given by F is equal to K into Q1 Q2 divided by r square. Yes, so this is the magnitude of force between any two charges. But when we consider this equation, here we are not specifying the direction of force. Okay, when I say let us consider these two charges are positive, right? So there will be repulsive force between these two charges because of same charges, like charges. Okay, so this force, whatever this electrostatic force is there, this force will be acting on Q1 as well as Q2. Okay, so if I consider here, so this force I call it as F21, this force I will call it as F12. Is it clear? So same force, the magnitude will be same. The same force will be acting on Q1 also and Q2 also. Okay. So but in this equation, whatever you have studied, so this force we are considering only magnitude of the force. But since force is vector quantity, it is also important to specify its direction. So for that, we are considering Coulomb's law in a vector form. Okay, so for that, we shall consider simple Cartesian coordinate system. Right? So let me have two charges here. So let us consider this is charge Q1 placed at the position of A. Okay, let me consider one more charge Q2 which is placed at position of B. Right? So let this A and B be at the distances from origin. So let the distance from O to A, that is the distance of this charge Q1 from origin of this system. So that I represent it as OA, and OB is the distance of charge Q2 from origin O. In first year, we have studied the concept of position vector. Position vector represents the distance of any coordinate point with respect to origin. Okay, so that position vector, let it be R1. So I say vector R1 is the position vector of charge Q1, and vector R2, it is the position vector of charge Q2, that is vector OB. Right? So that I simply write it like this: vector OA represents position vector R1, and vector OB represents position vector R2. So this R1 I can write it as, if you remember it, x1I plus y1j. Similarly, this position vector R2, that can be represented as x2I plus y2j, where x1 y1 they are the coordinates of A. I can write coordinates of A as x1 y1, and coordinates of B, that is x and y value, x and y positions of this B, that can be represented as x2 y2. And as we know, this I and j, this I represents a unit vector along x axis, this j represents a unit vector along y axis. For example, if I consider this position A, let us consider this A, it is having the x value of 3 units and y value of 5 units. So let me write it like this. So this A value, the coordinates of A are 3 and 5 units. So this position vector I can write it as R1 is equal to 3I plus 5j. What is meaning of this? It indicates this point A, it is at the distance of 3 units. It is at the distance of 3 units along x axis. It is at the distance of 3 units along x axis, and it is at the distance of 5 units along the y-axis. You can clearly see here this x value, this x coordinate value is 3 unit and this y coordinate value from this x-axis, this height. So this height is 5 units. This is how we represent the position vectors. Is it clear? Then let us consider the distance between this A to B, the distance between these two charges, that I can consider it as a vector AB. Okay, and let us say this Q1 is also positively charged, this Q2 is also positively charged. Is it clear? So because of this same charges, there will be repulsive force between both the charges. Q1 and Q2 are like charges, so there will be repulsive force between these two charges. Is it clear? Then look at this figure, same figure I draw it here. This is origin O, this is position A and this is position B here. At A I have Q1 and at B I have Q2. If I draw it like this, see here, let us consider this OA, this vector OA, I can write it as R1. This I have written it as R1. And when you are moving from A to B, so that again let me write OB, vector OB I will write it as a position vector R2. Then if I consider vector A to B, right? So let me write it as that we shall see here. The direction of R2 is from O to B. The direction of R1 is from O to A. In first year, we have studied the triangular law of addition of vectors. Here, if I consider vector AB or vector B to A, so what is the difference between vector AB and vector BA? Magnitude wise, the actual distance between those two positions will be same. Magnitude of vector AB will be equal to magnitude of vector BA. So this distance does not change, but only directions are different. When I write it as vector AB, it is directed from A to B. If I write vector BA, it is directed from position B to A. For AB, A is initial position and B is final position. For vector BA, B is initial position and A is a final position. So why do we need this? Please check it here. See here, this charge Q2, it experiences a force. This charge Q2 experiences a force that I call it as F21. F21 is the electrostatic force acting on charge 2. It is the electrostatic force acting on charge 2 because of charge 1. Okay. Similarly, this charge Q1 also experiences the same force which is having same magnitude of F21, but that will be in opposite direction because they are like charges. They will be repelling each other. So Q1 and Q2 move away from each other. So the force acting on Q2, that I write it as F21. The force acting on charge Q1, I write it as F12. Actually, they are the same force. So they both are a unique force. But when I consider Q2, I write it as F21. When I consider Q1, I write it as F12. But their magnitude is same. Is it clear? So, but you can clearly see that F21 is acting along A to B. F21, it is acting in the direction of A to B. F12, it is acting in the direction of B to A. Both are acting in opposite directions. Is it clear? So then we shall come back to this triangular law of addition of vectors. Now let us consider F21. So this F21 is acting from the direction of A to B. It is moving from A to B. So let us show the vector as AB. So here I will consider vector of AB. Okay. So this distance, let me write it as this position vector. I will write it as R21. So now I am considering only F21. So I will write it as a position vector R21. So this R21 I represent it along A to B. This is vector R21 from A to B. Okay. Similarly, when I consider F12, it is directed from B to A. It is directed from B to A. So that I can write it as R12. So R12 is the same distance of BA. So for that I can write it as vector AB. So vector AB I write it as R21. Vector AB I write it as R21, and vector BA I write it as R12. Vector B to A I write it as R12, and vector A to B I write it as R21. Even though their magnitudes are same, but their directions are different. Right? So here I can write it as magnitude of AB is equal to magnitude of BA, that is equal to magnitude of R21, that is equal to magnitude of R12. All these values are same, but directions are opposite to each other. Then see here, if you remember triangular law of addition of vectors, what it states, if two vectors are represented by consecutive sides of a triangle, if two vectors are represented by two consecutive sides of a triangle taken in same order, then the third side taken in opposite order represents its direction. Triangular law of addition of vectors ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ನಾ ಎರಡು ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ದ ಕನ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಿ, ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಅನುಕ್ರಮವಾದಂತ ಸೈಡ್ಗಳು. O to A ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, A to B ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಈ ಕೇಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಾನು ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ OA, ಸೊ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ OA ಮತ್ತು ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ AB ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಸೈಡ್ಸ್, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಮ್, ಅವುಗಳ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಮ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ OA ಪ್ಲಸ್ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ AB that must be equal to vector OB. This is a triangular law of addition of vectors. So na ಎರಡು ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿನ OA ಮತ್ತು AB, ಆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಎರಡು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅದ ನೋಡಿ. This OA is from O to A, OB is from A to B. They are in same order. ಎರಡು ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆ ತರ ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ದ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಸೈಡ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನು ಸೈಡ್ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ ತ್ರಿಕೋನದ ಟೇಕನ್ ಇನ್ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್, ಅದರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ದಿಕ್ಕಿನೊಳಗಡೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅದು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ O to B. ನಾನು B to A ಬರೀಬಾರ್ದು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ O to B. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗುಲರ್ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಡಿಷನ್. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ತರ ಬರೀಬಹುದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ OA ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ R1 ಪ್ಲಸ್, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ A to B ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಿರದ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ R21. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ OB ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನದ, ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡಬಹುದು, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು R2 ಅಂತ ಬರೀತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ R2. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಈ ಕಡೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಬರೀಬಹುದ್ರಿ, R21 ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐ ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐ ರೈಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಸ್ R2 minus of R1. So R21 can be written as R2 minus of R1. Is it clear? R21 ಯಾವಾಗದು, when I am moving from A to B, ಅಥವಾ when I consider the force F21. ಓಕೆ, ಅದೇ ತರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅದೇ ತರ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೇಸ್ ತಗೋತೀನಿ, ಸೇಮ್ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ತಗೋತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒರಿಜಿನ್ O. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ A, this is position A, this is position B. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು R1 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ, ಇದನ್ನು ನಾನು R2 ಅಂತ ಬರೀತೀನಿ, ಹೌದಾ? So when I consider the force acting on charge Q1, here I have charge Q1, here I have charge Q2. When I consider the force acting on charge Q1, so that I call it as a force F12. Force F12, it is in the direction of B to A. so it is moving from B to A. So ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸಿದ ಹಾಗೆ I can write it as vector R12. So here ನಾನು ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ತೈತೋ ಅದರ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ R12 ಅಂತ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. when I consider force F12 I should consider the position vector of B to A because that force is acting in the direction of B to A. ಹೌದಾ? ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅದೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗುಲರ್ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಎಡಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ವಿ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು I should consider two vectors represented by two consecutive sides taken in same order. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ನಾನು O to A ಮತ್ತು A to B ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ನಾನು ತೊಗೊಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ when you move from O to A to B ಇಲ್ಲ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಈ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗೈತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ you cannot consider OA plus AB ತೊಗೊಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. then consider O to B ಆದ ನಂತರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು it is from B to A, so you can write it as vector OB plus vector BA. They are in the same order. You can again see here vector OB and vector BA, they are in the same order, continue chain link ಇರ್ತದೆ. So that must be equal to the third vector which is taken in opposite order. So you can clearly see here OA ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ O to B ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು ನಾವು B to A ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ. ಈ A to O ಬದಲಿ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ O to A ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ I can write it like this. Is it clear? So this we have learned in first year. That is under the concept of addition of vectors. Okay, OB ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, this is vector R2. BA ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, it is vector R12. OA ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ರಿ, that is vector R1. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರೀಬಹುದು ಇದನ್ನ, vector R12 is equal to vector R1 minus of vector R2. So ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು equation number 1 ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀನಿ, ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು equation number 2 ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀನಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು equation 1 ಮತ್ತು 2 ನೋಡಿದಾಗ consider equations 1 and 2. So R21 is equal to R2 minus of R1. R12 is equal to R1 minus of R2. So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಬರೆಯಬಹುದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ R21 is equal to ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಅದಾವ. This is R2 minus of R1, this is R1 minus of R2. By considering this I can write it as vector R21 is equal to minus of vector R12. ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾವು this vector AB it is equal to vector BA but it is in opposite direction, so that opposite direction is represented by this negative sign. I hope it is clear so far. Okay, so then how to write this Coulomb's law in a vector form? So for that, see here, consider the force F21. Consider the force of F21. It is the force acting on charge 2 because of charge 1. ಹೌದಾ? So that is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 into Q2. They are the magnitudes of charges divided by square of the distance. Here I consider its magnitude, that is sufficient. So when I am considering F21, I should consider the vector AB. Vector AB is nothing but R21. So that is magnitude of R21 square. So illivargu it is a scalar form. Here it is not at having any direction. So for this I should indicate its direction. So that direction is from A to B. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಆಗಲೇ ನಾನು ಹೆಂಗೆ I ಮತ್ತು J ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೆ ಅದೇ ತರ. So for this unit vector I write it as R21 cap. Is it clear? So this R21 cap indicates unit vector from A to B. When I consider complete distance I write it as vector R21. When I consider only unit vector it indicates only direction from A to B and it is having the unit of 1. So by multiplying this unit cap vector R21, so I am only assigning this force the direction, that does not change any magnitude. ಇಷ್ಟು ಬರೆದರೆ ಇದು ಬರೀ ನನಗೆ magnitude of force ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ಹೌದಾ? When I write this R21 cap unit vector ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅದೊಂದು magnitude ಎಷ್ಟಾಗಿರ್ತೈತ್ರಿ 1 ಆಗಿರ್ತೈತಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಅದನ್ನು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ by writing this I can understand the direction of this force. ಅದೇ ತರ when I write F12, when I write F12, so that is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 into Q2 divided by magnitude of R12 square. So here you can clearly observe here I am writing vector R12. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ this force F12 it is from B to A and the direction the vector I am writing it is R12. It is also from B to A. ಹೌದಾ? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರೀತೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ I multiply this magnitude of this force by unit vector, so that unit vector I write it as R12. R12 is the unit vector directed from B to A. So these are the vector forms of Coulomb's law. Now ನಿನ್ನೆ ಬರೀ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದು ನಾವು, we did not write this. So today by writing this unit vector we are assigning the directions to these two forces. Okay, ನೀವು ಕಲಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗುಲರ್ ಲಾ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೆನಪು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Is it clear? I hope this concept is clear. Right? So this, if you like this video, please share it. Okay? So please subscribe to channel and share with your friends. Right? So next concept we shall see in our next session. Thank you.